Hey guys, what's going on? Hermdo back with you with a recap of the last two Red Wings preseason games. Let's look at game one against Chicago. It was a Detroit Red Wings victory 3-2 over the Chicago Blackhawks at Little Caesars Arena. Carter Mazur opened the scoring on a power play midway through the first period. Emmett Finney and John Leonard assisted. Finney threaded a no-look between the legs pass to Mazur. Chicago tied it early in the second. Connor Bedard hammered a one-timer from the top of the right circle to the power play to make it 1-1. Detroit regained its lead still in the second. William Vollander's shot from deep and deflected off Nate Danielson and beat the Blackhawks netminder. Michael Brandsteg-Nygaard also earned an assist. Late in the third, Wyatt Kaiser tied it for Chicago on a shot from the top of the right circle. The game winner came from Emmett Finney, who buried a rebound with about 7:22 left in the period. Assist to Brandsteg-Nygaard and Ian Mitchell. Sebastian Cossa played all three periods for Detroit, saving 15 shots. Chicago's netminder, Arvid Soderblom, faced heavy pressure. Detroit outshot Chicago 29-13 through two periods. According to Coach Todd McClellan, Detroit started cautiously but grew into the game. He said the team began to understand the value of what a shot can do, and the gas and brake pace was favorable, meaning Detroit was more often on the gas. Detroit's play in Traverse City, the development camp / practices, showed up in the game, McClellan added, though there's still polish needed. Chicago was severely outplayed in many advanced metrics. According to the post-game breakdowns, at 5-on-5, Detroit dominated in shot attempts, shots on goal, scoring chances, and high danger chances, producing over 70% of expected goals share in parts. Chicago's defense struggled to get clear and allowed pressure waves repeatedly. Detroit held back some of its core stars, Larkin, Raymond, and DeBrincat, for example, and leaned on younger players and prospects for much of the game. Meanwhile, Chicago fielded a far more NHL-ready group: Connor Bedard, Frank Nazar, Sam Rinzel, Artyom Levshinov, etc. The Blackhawks defense had visual issues under pressure, loose puck battles, slow exit plays, and reaction deficits. Detroit exploited those with sustained zone time. Detroit's opener was on the power play. Chicago also scored on the power play, so while Detroit capitalized, both teams' special teams influenced the flow. Let's take a look at some standard players. Emmett Finney, Detroit forward, 1 goal, 1 assist. Up the first goal scored. The winner showed poise and finishing. Michael Brandsteg-Nygaard, 2 assists, involved in key plays. Good showing for his ceiling. Nate Danielson tipped in the go-ahead goal, showed ability to redirect to be in the right spot. Carter Mazur scored on opening power play with a nice play from Finney/Leonard. Sebastian Cossa stayed composed, made the save needed to preserve the win. Arvid Soderblom faced heavy heat, held the score competitive despite defensive lapses. Connor Bedard delivered a quick power play goal. One-timer remains a threat even at limited usage. Even without their stars, Detroit's younger players are able to generate offense, control play, and close the game. That signals progress in the rebuild pipeline. A few defensive slips and variable goaltending could have turned it the other way. Detroit doesn't have a massive cushion, yet execution in real games matters. Scoring, fighting through pressure, finishing chances, these moments matter for the younger players' mental development headed into the season. The game was an early, lower-stakes test of systems, forecheck, transitions, special teams, under game speed. Observers will watch how many of the Traverse City plays actually carried into the performance. Emerging performances might influence who makes opening night roster or aligns. Prospects like Finney, Brandsteg-Nygaard, Danielson may push for regular roles. So, overall, it's a pretty good showing by the Red Wings. I know it's just preseason, but gives you a good outlook about how good this team's going to do. We see like the young guys facing off against dudes like Connor Bedard. They got some they got a few decent players in Chicago. I know they've been a mess for a while, but they got some good they got some talent here and there. But Red Wings young guys were able to hold them off pretty decisively. But let's take a look at tonight's game. Detroit 5, Buffalo 2. Another at Little Caesars Arena. Detroit outshot Buffalo 33-13. Buffalo's goaltender Alexander Georgiev faced 33 shots, allowed 5 goals, made 28 saves for an .848 save percentage in about 49-23 of playtime. Detroit's goalie Michael Postava played 18-15, stopped all 5 shots he faced, 1,000 save percentage. Detroit struck first with a shorthanded goal by Mason Appleton, assisted by Andrew Kopp at 5:39. Buffalo quickly answered with a power play goal by Noah Ostlund at 9:04, tying it. Detroit regained the lead via Michael Brandsteg-Nygaard later in the period. Second period, Detroit extended the lead to 3-1 with goals by Dylan Larkin and Moritz Seider. Buffalo responded with a goal by Josh Doan to bring it to 3-2. No goals scored in the third period. Detroit held on to their 5-2 lead. Buffalo shots were heavily limited periods 2 and 3. Much of the attack came early and mostly in the first. Detroit's possession and shot control was strong. They kept pressure and used their chances effectively. Detroit won 59.6% in faceoffs per the box score. Standout players, Andrew Kopp sparked the opening shorthanded goal by setting up Mason Appleton. Mason Appleton himself scored the shorthanded opener, 5:39 in the first period. Michael Brandsteg-Nygaard, Detroit's second goal, which was a power play goal in the first period, helping establish lead. Dylan Larkin scored in the second period to push Detroit's lead. Moritz Seider scored a goal in the second, showing his offensive value from the blue line. Josh Doan scored for Buffalo on a power play in the second to keep them within reach. Alexander Georgiev faced 33 shots, allowed 5, had a rough night statistically. Michael Postava, perfect game with limited saves, 5 to preserve the win. The game featured early shorthanded and power play goals. Detroit's ability to convert and respond quickly was a sign of sharpness, especially in the preseason setting. Detroit's roster for this game wasn't full of their top-line core. Many prospects and mid-level players got chances. This gave observers a look who might push for depth or call-ups. Shots in place indicate Detroit outpaced Buffalo in controlling the play, especially in later periods, preventing Buffalo from mounting a comeback. Postava's perfect short run gives positive signs, but Georgiev's stretched outing exposes some vulnerability on Buffalo's side. Preseason games often amplify differences. With multiple goal scorers from different lines, Appleton, Brandsteg-Nygaard, Larkin, Seider, Detroit may use this to test combinations. Also, B-pair or bottom-pair defensemen got looks in transition and in pressure moments. Players like Brandsteg-Nygaard, Appleton, and others showing goal touch or adaptability may force their way into consideration for bottom six roles or call-ups. Detroit converting on power play and shorthand early sets a tone in tight, real games. Who executes in those moments is often decisive. Even with the win, Detroit must ensure that the secondary scoring, gap control, and clean breakouts hold up under pressure in the regular season. Postava's short-stage success is encouraging, but over a full preseason into the season, Detroit needs sustained consistency. Seeing which forward and defensive pairings gel in these games is insightful. Early success helps staff prioritize who deserves more extended looks in the regular season. So there you have it, folks. First two games of the preseason, Red Wings look pretty good. The young guys look like they're very adaptable. Some of the intangibles you got to look out for. I love that word. I love saying that word, even though I don't know what it means. But yeah, like a lot of the other aspects and metrics of the game, you got to tighten up, make sure they look good. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but I think Todd McClellan will have these guys playing well. A lot of the young guys are going to be pushing for bottom six roles. Detroit might field a pretty deep team this year, hopefully. A very young team as well. Todd McClellan has a lot on his plate this season as we push for the playoffs, or at least push to not be a total embarrassment. Don't forget to subscribe to Detroit Fan Forum, all that good stuff, and I will talk to you later. Go Red Wings.